What's good, everybody, man? Welcome back to more TwinWrestlePod. This is a special one today. It's a three-man booth we got today. Obviously, you know I got my brother in the building for predictions. I got my other brother from another mother, CK. We call him CKG here. And he's going to be on this WrestleMania predictions video with us. This show has a match has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 13, 14 matches roughly if you want to count the Battle Royal, which ain't even on the fucking actual WrestleMania shows on SmackDown, which is stupid to me. So we're going to go ahead and get that out of the way. You know the doing in the bottom. Like, share, comment, and subscribe down below if you enjoy this stuff.
You gonna link his channel in the description?
What?
You gonna link his channel? Shout him out. You know.
We can do that. We can do that at the end of the video. We can do that at the end of the video.
This is actually.
We can do that at the end of the video.
Man, since you get a brother from another mother, you might want to put him on.
I'm gonna put him on. Put him on. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Anywho, before I was so rudely interrupted as usual.
You got Nola channel in the background in the description.
This is her channel. This is her what 6th video? She went back there on that damn bone, right there in the back.
Background. That's right. She want to be involved. That's all.
We gonna go ahead and get this out the way. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which is on SmackDown, which I believe it should be on one of the kickoff shows, Saturday or Sunday, just to get the guys that's in this match at WrestleMania. At least get them that WrestleMania entrance, you know. That the people that's in this match, like Bronson, should get a WrestleMania. Remember how they did it when Braun Strowman was in it? You had, I think, Braun Strowman got an entrance. Matt Hardy got an entrance. There's a couple more people got an entrance at WrestleMania. What's that? WrestleMania 35, I want to say? Or 33? I can't remember. 35 or something like that. I can't remember. But where those guys got entrances at WrestleMania, I feel like Bronson should get an entrance. Andrade most definitely should get an entrance. You know? Chad Gable should get an entrance since he's in here. One omission that I'm surprised is not in there is Braun Breaker. I'm surprised they didn't announce him in that Battle Royal. Because if he was in there, I would have picked him to win this.
It would have been a perfect spot for him at WrestleMania.
Yeah. But out of the competitors, since Braun Breaker's not in it, I'm going to go with Andrade. Close second, maybe third is Chad Gable and Bronson Reed. But I'm going to stick with Andrade to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Ricochet?
He been winning a lot. I mean, if not him, Andrade probably, but Ricochet, yeah.
Who you got, CK?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for allowing me to be here with both of you. I love the both of you guys. You guys are close to me and near and dear to my heart, so I appreciate it for y'all letting me be here. I really have not paid any attention to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, so I just looked up the participants right here on my phone. But I definitely agree with both of you. I'm gonna say Andrade. I feel like right now he has the most momentum going into it. So I'm gonna say Andrade. Second, I would probably say Big Bronson Reed. I feel like he needs a standout moment, and I feel like this would definitely give it to him. So I'm gonna go with those two as my picks.
Yeah. I mean, we all in agreement. It's just so fucking weird that this match is just not on WrestleMania, man. See, if it was on WrestleMania, then I can see. I'll still probably go Andrade, but I can still see Bronson Reed being a close second. You know what I mean? To give him that moment. But with it not being on WrestleMania, I'll just go with Andrade because I think after this, he should be on a roll after winning this Battle Royal because he got him with plans with the Judgment Day coming out of WrestleMania, maybe LWO. So we'll see where it lands. But yeah, I think Andrade picks up the win here for sure. All right, now we gonna get on the main card, and we just gonna go through this main card how they listed it on Monday Night Raw. So we're gonna break down night one first. Night one has 7 matches currently. The first match that they showcased on Monday Night Raw was Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Now, I told y'all last week when me and him, well, you weren't in the video when I did it, but when I did the video last week, the Becky Lynch promo and her exchange with Rhea, the emotion that Becky showed in that promo, talking about her dad not being able to see her, becoming mother and stuff like that, and the championship not being a joke, and how Rhea is taking it as a joke, but Becky takes it seriously. And how she don't need to post shit on social media to get attention. She busts her ass to do it. So that promo exchange got me invested into this matchup. Because prior to that, I wasn't really invested because it was just like Rhea do her shtick, Becky do her shtick. The man comes to this town, insert town here. Mommy's always on top. And then when they was at the press conference, Becky told Rhea, Mommy's gonna figure out how it is to be on bottom. Still wasn't invested, but the promo last week got me invested. It's quite hard to pick this matchup because it's like, Rhea won a championship from Charlotte last year. She hasn't really faced no one in the women's division because they was holding out on this Becky match specifically for this moment. You had the matches with Selena. You had the matches with Nia Jax. I couldn't even tell you who else she defended the championship against. It's been so rare. That's not Rhea's fault. It's she's above the women's division at the moment because she's in the Judgment Day. She's the leader of the Judgment Day. So Judgment Day being a different storylines just demote the women's division that much farther down. And you can't do Becky because Becky just had other feuds at the time with Trish Stratus, Zoe Stark, etc. And Becky was killing it throughout the year. So now we at this match. It's hard to pick for me because A, I can see Becky winning it too. But B, I can also see Rhea winning it. But I think if you do Rhea, none of the women in the division are on her level. You know what I'm saying? You got the matchup with Liv waiting in the crosshair just based on their history. But outside of that, no one else is on her level. And with Becky, I think Becky can supersede that because Becky can go in there and have a match with anybody. Not saying Rhea can't, but we don't see Becky in there with Zoe already. We know she can have a banger match with Nia Jax. She just proved that a couple weeks ago. She can have a banger match with Liv Morgan. She can go in there and do something with Tegan Nox. She even fought Tegan Nox a couple months back. You know what I mean? When she was, I think she was NXT champ. So it's so hard, but if I had to pick one, I'll say Rhea because I think Judgment Day is going to walk out of WrestleMania with big gold around the way. So I'll take Rhea in this matchup.
So the piggyback off what you said, we know that this match was happening eventually. I mean, they had been teasing it all year. I was pretty excited about it just because, I mean, we got Becky Lynch and what Rhea Ripley grew into. We know what Becky Lynch is and what Rhea Ripley became. So you know they was on a collision course. So I mean that kind of made the matchup exciting. Yeah, the build hasn't been that great, but as far as Becky Lynch is concerned, she is. I mean, you know, the Slammy Awards are coming up. I think this week or whatnot, and they have a poll for Superstar of the Year, female Superstar of the Year. Most people would tend to pick Rhea Ripley just based on what she's done. I would pick Becky Lynch just because of the year she had.
Yeah, me too.
NXT Women's Champ. I mean, just the Trish Stratus ladder match. I mean, steel cage match alone was way better than what, you know, Rhea Ripley's most memorable championship defense. You know, what I mean, match she had all year. I mean, she had a pretty good match with. I mean, Raquel, it was okay. Nia Jax was, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really pinpoint like Rhea Ripley had this great match during this entire run. And granted, that's probably because of the women that's on Raw. I mean, probably past Nia Jax and Becky Lynch, who's realistically able to challenge Rhea Ripley. You know what I mean? In a title setting. I don't see Liv Morgan as that. There's just a story there that needs to be finished with Liv Morgan. I don't see Liv Morgan being the one to dethrone Rhea Ripley at any point. But I think this is going to be a good match. I do think it's probably kicking off the show Saturday. As far as who is winning, I'm gonna go Becky Lynch to be different. I mean, Rhea Ripley seems like the logical pick, but I mean, Becky Lynch is the world champion. You can't beat it. I mean, just like you said, I mean, she can pretty much, with her as the champ, she can have more matchups that make more sense with different people, as opposed to Rhea Ripley just smashing everybody. You know what I mean? Like once Rhea Ripley get past Becky Lynch, then who's next? You know what I mean? So I'm picking Becky.
All right. What about you, CK?
Just to go off of what both of you said, Becky has had an incredible year. Becky has pretty much done everything that you could pretty much want her to do and want to see. So like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Becky won, but I think I'm gonna pick Rhea because I feel like with Becky, she really doesn't have any storylines right now to where she needs the women's world championship. So I just kind of feel like if she gets a win, she beats Rhea Ripley, and getting that women's world championship is just another belt added on to her legacy. Whereas with Rhea, it's going to continue her storyline along with the Judgment Day storyline. And right now, Rhea Ripley is hot. I know the one thing DJ always stresses is that you have to cash in on when somebody is super hot right now. And Rhea right now is super hot. And that's not to say Becky isn't. But I think right now, Rhea right now, I kind of think she's still the favorite going into this match. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I pick Rhea to win, but it's like you said, Bam, Becky can have a banger match with anybody that you put in there with her. So I do think this match will be good. But like I said, I'm gonna go with Rhea. Just for the fact that right now she's hot, the Judgment Day is hot. They're the talk of Monday Night Raw, and it just continues her storyline with the Judgment Day. And so I know earlier in their storyline there was a little rift between her and Damian Priest about who's the leader and who calls the shots. So I think if Rhea holds that belt, and if Damian Priest maybe leaves with the big gold belt, maybe we see how that unfolds. Maybe that plays into the storyline as well, but we'll have to see. But I'm gonna pick Rhea Ripley for this one.
All right. Hey, I just want to add one thing. So how we all kind of agree that Rhea Ripley might possibly win, right? So we went to go back to the Andre the Giant thing. The winner y'all said was gonna be Andrade, right? Okay,
yeah.
So, and what roster he's on?
He's on Monday Night Raw.
What roster is Rhea Ripley on?
Monday Night Raw.
Okay, and who's Andrade's wife?
Zelina Vega.
No,
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte. My bad.
Okay. So to play devil's advocate here, Rhea Ripley wins, right?
Yep.
And Charlotte Flair comes back within time for SummerSlam. We may be getting a rematch between her and Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam, and then that's where Rhea Ripley may lose the title. I don't want to see that personally. I'm not a Charlotte Flair hater. I just don't want to see her keep winning the title. But if she does beat Becky Lynch, there is no one else probably until Charlotte get back, because she's probably going to be a free agent because her husband is on Raw. WWE does not split up the couples during the draft. Mm-hmm. So I'm just putting it out there to y'all. So if Rhea Ripley does win, mark my words, as far as this date back to April, what's the 2nd, that Charlotte Flair may be the one to dethrone Rhea Ripley. I don't want to see it happen, but if she does win Saturday night, that's probably what's going to happen.
Okay. All right. You listen. You want to play devil's advocate all the damn time. Just for you guys, I'm going to put the timestamps of when we talk about these matches, so we can have the chapters and you can just go through the chapters that way. Because these discussions tend to get a little bit long because we're just passionate about this shit. But we all in agreement with Rhea besides Bam. He's going to pick Becky just for the sake of it.
And I can see why. I just think it's more. I think it's more you can do with Becky Lynch as the world champion.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, you can always go back to her and Rhea Ripley right after that, or you can have Rhea Ripley, go through a character change kind of, and then try to fight back at SummerSlam, and then have her beat her at SummerSlam, and then you can do the Charlotte, Becky, and Rhea 3. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just booking shit.
We'll see, man. That's why I said it was hard, but we'll see.
Well, if I may jump in now, Now, I know one of the big conversations that all three of us had was Charlotte and Jade Cargill. So, if Charlotte does come back early for SummerSlam and she does have a match with Rhea, would you guys still want to see Jade versus Charlotte, or would that kind of be way out of the question if she's on Monday Night Raw with her husband?
I mean, I still want to see the match.
Okay.
I mean, at some point. I mean, I don't know when, but at some point.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so next matchup we got, man, we're going to talk about the Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Sami Zayn. Now, this matchup, this has been quite the thing, right? Because after the Rumble, when Sami came back, all he was talking about was he's going to prove that he's championship material. At first, it was the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, with CM Punk getting hurt and Drew McIntyre ushering himself in there, they switched it from the world title to the IC strap. So, this match for me, it's kind of hard too, but it's not really that hard for me. I see it going. I love Sami, but I see it going in a way of Gunther retaining. Just because if you take the championship off Gunther right now, with everything lining up right now, how it is, with CM Punk coming back toward the summer, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, like everything that's molded up right now, like the storylines are doing, I think you still need Gunther to hold this strap for a little while longer and possibly lose it at SummerSlam to Chad Gable, since we don't get this match here. And I think you can have Sami beat Gunther eventually for maybe the World Championship in the future sometime. But it all depends on what the dominoes fall with CM Punk and everybody else on Raw and that whole championship scene. So that's why I think Gunther should retain the championship, because if he don't, I just don't see him. I ain't gonna say he ain't gonna be a factor, because he will be, but I don't see him winning the championship with all these other factors in front of him. So I think the IC strap should stay on Gunther right here, and then you can have him holding that championship for a little while longer. Sami Zayn, he's cool with being having a loss. The underdog story writes itself. He's the ultimate underdog. So he always been in the fight. A loss here would not affect him whatsoever. I got Gunther retaining the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania.
I'm gonna pick Gunther too. I think this should have been the Chad Gable moment, or at least make it a triple threat, just like you did with the U.S. title. Yeah, Sami Zayn. It just ain't the right time. I mean, the right person probably would be Chad Gable, but if Gunther wins, I don't see him losing it for a while, especially with all these overseas PLEs coming up. What I would personally do is, like you said, have him keep it to SummerSlam, but I wouldn't have Chad Gable be the one to beat him. It'll be me personally. I would do Ilya Dragunov. Have him come up after. I mean, I don't know if you want Tony D'Angelo beating him, but there's nothing else for him to really do. But that's who I would have beat Gunther, if not Chad Gable, Ilya Dragunov. That way, I mean, keep him and Gunther on the same brand. That way, you get the fans accustomed to him, and then you turn them loose. I mean, they put on some good matches for the secondary title. I mean, you can't beat that. Okay. But for this instance, Gunther.
I get where you're going. I just feel like you need Ilya down in NXT for a little while longer, just to have those, not necessarily just have banger matches, but help develop the other guys he's in a ring with while he's the NXT champ. I mean, that's all my thing.
Yeah,
him and Gunther, you will get there.
I just think. I mean, it ain't much more else for him to do. I mean, what? How should you? I mean, he already been in the ring with Trick Williams. And now he's gonna be fighting Tony D'Angelo. You drop the title to him. I mean, he learned so much in the match. I mean, just those two alone, them two gonna be the top. Because I mean, once this weekend is over with, we're probably gonna see Carmelo Hayes leave too. So why not have Ilya Dragunov leave?
I think that's more enough reason to keep him down there though. Because once Carmelo leave, you got Baron Corbin and Dijak and all those guys down there. I mean, at some point somebody else is gonna have to leave. I mean, you got somebody like Sean Spears. That's what he's there for. So I mean, that's just what I would do.
Especially if you're gonna put him on the main roster, introduce him, have him dethrone Gunther, and then that'll get the people on his side, as opposed to him just coming up and just beating people. You know what I mean? Randomly. If people don't, like, casual fans don't even know who he is, probably. So the best way I would see, like, book that is have him go on the main roster and dethrone Gunther, and then you can have them two feuding and put on the banger match like they was doing in the NXT UK.
Okay.
That's just what I would do, just to introduce him.
All right, CK, what about you?
So this is one of those matches that I have not been following closely. I also thought they were gonna give it to Chad Gable, but they went with Sami Zayn. Like, I don't have a problem with Sami Zayn, but just based off from what I see, I think I'm also gonna go with Gunther because I don't really know what else could you do with him if he does lose the title at WrestleMania. So he's fantastic wrestler. I'm pretty sure his chops hurt like hell. But like I said, he's just a fantastic wrestler overall. But I'm gonna say Gunther retains it. Sami did have that big win last year with Kevin Owens against the Usos. So I would probably, have to go with Gunther. Sami Zayn knows what it's like to have a WrestleMania moment, as well as Gunther when he defeated McIntyre and Sheamus. So both of those guys have definitely had their WrestleMania moments. I'm gonna say Gunther retains at WrestleMania.
We are in agreement with Gunther, man.
Yeah, I mean, if he loses, what do you do with him? You know what I mean? Like, it's not much.
That's the big question mark.
You know
So
what I'm
why
saying?
not just keep the championship on?
He loses, obviously he deserves to be in the world title picture. But say if Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest come out with the world title, or Seth Rollins keeps it, then it's just a hodgepodge of guys who can rightfully still be the champion. You know what I'm saying? Drew McIntyre needs his moment too. So I would just keep going. I would have Gunther keep the title here. Sami Zayn just came out of nowhere. That's all.
Okay.
But I like Sami.
Next matchup, man, we got brother versus brother. Uso versus Uso. We got Jimmy versus Jey. I think that this is pretty much an easy match to. Not saying it's gonna be like that, but it's an easy match to predict. I think Jey has the momentum. Jey's been killing it since they've been broke apart. We were there at SummerSlam when he went against Roman, in the tribal combat at SummerSlam. We were there. We know how the crowd was moving, and then a wave just took off from SummerSlam to now. And you see me representing the shirt here, like I always do whenever I got it on. So I think it's a no-brainer. You take Jey Uso here. He wins here. You propel him into a future IC title matchup with Gunther. He might dethrone Gunther. We don't know.
I mean, that's somebody else.
We don't know.
I was clamoring for that earlier in the year, but as when the Chad Gable thing happened, I was like, all right, well.
Yeah, I like the story of Chad Gable personally, but I can see them doing Jey Uso dethroning Gunther too at a SummerSlam. But I'm picking Jey Uso. I rock with my boy Jimmy. It's just that they treated him so much as a comedy, he's been treated so much as a comedy character, which he's good at. But I think it's a no-brainer that Jey wins.
Which is why I'm picking Jimmy to win the match, just because everybody know. I'm pretty sure CK is probably gonna predict the same as you, but. And just for strict reason of being different, coming from the other side, Jey Uso has the momentum. He's probably gonna have the whole stadium rocking, right? And like you said, Jimmy Uso has been booked as a comedy character, but Jimmy Uso ain't really been wrong either in what he's saying. So I'm picking Jimmy Uso just for the sake of being different, and I think it'll catch people by surprise. I do think we might get another match out of these two. Don't know where, but you don't forget you got Solo too on on Jimmy's side. So
yeah, I ain't forget.
I'm going with Jimmy. I'm going with the big brother.
I ain't forget. We can always see the same bloodline run in help spot. We can always see that. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities. What about you, CK?
Well, Bam called it right away. I do believe Jey is going to win. The one thing that me and DJ always disagree is about Jey's where they can build him up to. He sees Jay as a future Intercontinental Champion, and I as well see Jay as that, but I also could see Jay as a future World Heavyweight Champion as well. It might not be a long run, but just him being able to just hold the big singles belt by himself. I really think that'll kind of do a lot for him. I mean, he's already kind of at the top of the mountain right now. Uh, and it's like Bam said, they've kind of put Jimmy as like the comedy clown, but with WWE sometimes you never really know, especially with the interferences of Solo, and who's not to say Jay won't have backup. Maybe we'll potentially see Cody help him. Maybe we'll potentially see Seth help him. I mean, you never really know with WWE, but end all be all, I am going to pick Jey Uso to win. Hopefully Jay will win the Intercontinental Champion, and hopefully one day he gets to hold that World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, and I don't say he's not world championship material. I think he is world championship material, especially the world heavyweight championship, to be specific. I just feel that the company don't view him as that guy that's gonna be like, can we
Yeah.
put him out on Jimmy Fallon, the late night with Jimmy Fallon, 5 a.m. With Good Morning America, and shit like that. I just feel like the company don't view him like that. The wrestling fan in me I view him as a future world champ for sure, just based on his momentum alone and his merch sales and shit like that. And it don't necessarily have to be a long run. You don't have to be a
No.
long run. So he's capable of doing it. I just don't see if the company views him as such. That's just the thing with me. But he's
Well,
definitely up
and that's where I feel like, put the belt on him, put maybe give him like a decent championship run, and just experiment with him and see if he can go on Jimmy Fallon and all those talk shows, and see what he can do. And if they feel like it's not right for him, then I think take the championship off of him. So that's just the way I see it.
there. Yeah,
Hey,
I agree.
they probably didn't see CM Punk in that light either. And he was still one of the
Yeah.
longest running WWE champs too. So
All
never
right.
know.
Well, next matchup we got Damage Control, Kyrie Sane, Oscar, Dakota Kai taking on Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. I called this match like 2 weeks ago. 'Cause they're
I
just
think it
really
was
just
longer
based
than
on
that. I think it
huh?
was longer than that. I think it was longer than that. I think it was last month when we were talking about it. You
Yeah,
called this match.
yeah. Like I seen the breadcrumbs they were laying. Like you seen it with the backstage segment with Jade was confronting Iyo and Damage Control, and then you had Naomi, then Bianca, and like you can see it forming. I think this one is an easy one to predict as well. You got to go with the team of Jade, Bianca, and Naomi. You got to get that visual, all three of them winning at WrestleMania. This is Jade's first WrestleMania. They could go the Vince McMahon route and have the new person lose their first debut match at WrestleMania, but Triple H running it, I don't think the outcome is going to be there at all. It's firm that Triple H is behind Jade. He want to push Jade as much as he can. So I think we get the visual of them winning, and Oscar's defeated streak will will be maintained at WrestleMania. So I'm taking the team of Jade, Bianca, and Naomi. And plus, I want to see Naomi do her little entrance at WrestleMania. I like this song; it's pretty dope. What y'all say?
Um, I'm picking the baby faces, just because Bianca's undefeated and Jade Cargill's debut, and plus it's black women too. So why not? That's more of a reason than any.
Okay. What about you, CK?
Um, so one thing that I want to say is, obviously Bianca, Jade, and Naomi will win. Uh, Damage Control, when it was Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Iyo Sky, I don't think the three of them have won at a premium live event together since Clash at the Castle. So 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 obviously Damage Control was never going to win in my personal opinion. And who really knows if Damage Control was put together just for Bayley's storyline, which I know we'll get to later. But yeah, Bianca, Jade, and Naomi, they will definitely win. It'll be interesting to see what they have for Jade the rest of the year going forward. Obviously, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree that we'll probably see Bianca and Naomi go for the women's tag team champions. So that's why I said I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with Jade going for the rest of this year. Um, I originally figured that, Charlotte, I believe if Charlotte comes back at her normal time, I think she should be able to come back by October. So if you wanted Charlotte to come back for Survivor Series, you could, but I think if we still want Jade versus Charlotte at WrestleMania, I would say maybe keep Charlotte off of TV, have her come back at next year's Royal Rumble as a surprise entrant, and then maybe have Jade eliminate Charlotte or Charlotte eliminate Jade, and then just build that matchup to WrestleMania, and then boom, we're set. But Bianca, Jade, and Naomi, they're winning hands down.
Okay. We all in agreement there. All right, next matchup, man. We got the six-pack ladder match. We got the team of Awesome Truth, DIY, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, The New Day. Well, I'm missing another team. It's Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, and the Judgment Day. This match serves as a way to save face for the Judgment Day once they lose, because I think they will lose this match. It's just a matter of how they go about with them losing. Like, do we have two teams pull down two separate titles? Because there's the rumor of there's going to go back to two separate titles, which I don't think they should. I think they should keep the undisputed aspect. Me personally, and just give them one set of titles so both teams, whoever the champ is, can keep that maintain of going from show to show. I think that's a good thing. So I think Judgment Day will lose. Only two teams I'm really invested in, really to be honest, is DIY and Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. I would love for Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa to win this, because I view them as a real legit tag team. That can showcase banger match on top of banger match with the teams that's there. You can get matches with Street Profits. We saw the match with the Creed brothers. It's obviously the New Day, etc. So me personally, I would pick DIY, but I think with the storyline that we have been seeing for the last month and a half with R-Truth and the Judgment Day, and plus how everybody loved Truth, we all love Truth. And being that Truth ain't had no moment like this, I wouldn't mind R-Truth and Miz winning the championship and R-Truth getting this moment of holding the championship at WrestleMania. So just for that sake, I'll go with the Awesome Truth.
So last night on Raw, Michael Cole alluded that the title is going to be hung above the ring, and that the match won't be finished until both sets of titles are taken off the Rollins. Now that can mean anything. That can mean you take one red title, one blue title. Okay, match is over. So both the winner has both sets of titles. Or it can mean one team pulls down the red set and one team pulls down the blue set, and we separate the titles that way. So I'm gonna go with the second option. So for the Raw Tag Team Champions, I think it'd be great for R-Truth to actually win at WrestleMania. So I'm going with R-Truth and The Miz to snag the red set of the tag team titles. And on the SmackDown side, I'm taking DIY out of the blue set. Just because you got to have a new team grab one of a real team grab one of the other titles. And Judgment Day done had them for about the majority of the year. And I think there's some good things coming at the end of the night, the next night I should say, for the Judgment Day. as far as that goes. So yeah, I'm picking Awesome Truth, the Raw Tag Champs, and DIY as the SmackDown Tag Champs, and by default, DIY goes to SmackDown.
All right. What about you, CK?
Um, Again, this is another match that I haven't really been paying a lot of attention to, but I do agree. Awesome Truth. Just the pop that R-Truth gets, man. You don't see that anymore. But so it's good to see R-Truth. R-Truth has always gotten a pop, in my personal opinion, especially when he was running around as the 24/7 championship and all of that goofiness and stuff. But I definitely think the Awesome Truth. Um, then I'm not really sure what tag teams are over on SmackDown, but I definitely do like DIY, Gargano and Champa. I think they are a great team together, and again, they can just have banger matches. Um, you know,
And
Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I feel like they're kind of just put together to be put together. When I watched Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, I really wasn't excited to see them. There was really nothing there to make me root for them. But maybe I just need to see them a little bit more. But like I said, I think DIY and Awesome Truth.
yeah, to go back to that, I do think if DIY does win and go to SmackDown, we can still ultimately get uh, DIY versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, and then DIY versus the Street Profits, then DIY versus the Authors of Pain, like back in the NXT days. So if they do win, we will eventually get good and NXT level matches. So I mean that's the positive part. And as far as Awesome Truth goes, I think it's just for the pop, and then eventually after that, maybe the Creeds beat them. Because if you look at the lineup, there's what I think 4 Raw teams and just 2 SmackDown teams. So that I mean, I feel like that kind of gives it away in a sense, because as opposed to having 3-3, you got one brand dominant set of tag teams and 2 not even a real tag team in Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, but then you got Tyler Bate there on SmackDown. So by default, I think one of the other Raw teams is going to win the SmackDown titles and then defer over to SmackDown. So that's what I'm picking.
Okay. All right. I mean, I just like the undisputed aspect. That's just me. But next matchup, man, we got to talk about is Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee of the LWO taking on Santos Escobar and Dominik Mysterio. Now, I love the match with Rey and Dominik from last year's WrestleMania. It was probably my second best match of night one. Probably second or third. It was in the top three for me at night one. And to add an element with Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar in this match, I think this is going to be a showcase for Dragon Lee. Since we know Triple H was behind him when Dragon Lee got called up from NXT, his whole presentation, everything, Triple H was just pushing this guy like crazy until like he just did magically disappear. So I think this will be a showcase for him. I think it's going to be a great match if given the proper time. It will be a great match. So with that being said, I'm going to take the team of Mysterio and Dragon Lee, with Dragon Lee picking up the pin on Dominik.
Okay. So the funny thing is, funny thing about this match, I was watching SmackDown when Rey Mysterio announced who he was gonna have as his partner. So they're doing the face off and whatnot. You got Legato on this side and you got LWO on this side. you got everybody in the group seemingly, right? You got Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro and Carlito, Zelina Vega, and Rey Mysterio, and then you have Santos, Dominik, and what's his name? Elektra, Andrew Garza, and Humberto. But when Rey Mysterio announces that, it's funny, but when he announces that the newest member of LWO is going to be on this team, the fans are chanting for Carlito. The fans are chanting for Carlito, and then he says Dragon Lee, and Carlito's face just he was so disappointed. Like I couldn't, like the whole segment. I couldn't help but look at Carlito. So it's funny, but it ain't funny because it's like you can almost tell he gonna beat the ass at WrestleMania just for making him seem like he was stupid. By Rey Mysterio picking Dragon Lee. So I'm taking Santos Escobar because I feel like they can use the win. Rey Mysterio already won at WrestleMania last year, and plus Rey Mysterio can take the fall. Plus, I think Carlito's turning on LWO at WrestleMania. That's how I would do it. Just because, I mean, you could just look at his face during the segment, and then even during the interview segment and backstage on SmackDown. I mean, he just looks like out of sorts. Because I think Santos Escobar put him out at Survivor Series, and he still ain't really got his hands on Escobar. And then Rey Mysterio picks Dragon Lee as his partner, and not Carlito. So it's like Carlito got to feel some type of way about it, so you can build another story there. I'm picking.
I didn't watch the segment, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm picking the heels here.
Again, that's another one of those matches I've never paid close attention to. I'm kind of already over this Dominik and Rey Mysterio storyline. I kind of wish they would just be done with that. But I agree with Bam on this one. I'm gonna pick Santos and Dom. Rey Mysterio got the win last year, and I feel like Bam was also right where Ray can take the blame if he gets pinned. So, and I think that could be another storyline along with also the Carlito from what it sounds like. So I'm gonna pick Santos and Dominik Mysterio.
Okay. All right, man. So that leaves us to the main event. We got the team of Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins, the tribal chief Roman Reigns, and the final boss, The Rock. Now, I've been heaping The Rock's praises since he's been back. That's my guy. I made videos on The Rock and everything, so y'all know the vibes. Mama Rhodes, Rock has delivered on his promises. He made your boy bleed. He took that weight belt and he smeared that weight belt with your son's blood. Rock has just been sunning these dudes the entire time he's been there. Everybody, including Roman, has been sunned by the Great One, the final boss. It's no mystery for me. I'm excited to see the match. It's been built great, man. To go from where they started to veer off from that path, Rock go heel and just kill it. I'm going with The Rock and Roman Reigns. Specifically for a couple reasons for me. Y'all may feel different. But I feel like this match has huge implications because they can go one of multiple ways. They can go the route once, and this only works if The Rock pins Cody Rhodes in the main event. This only works there. So I feel like you get that. You have Rock pin Cody. You go into the night 2 main event. Cody can beat Roman, right? And he beat Roman because of the bloodline rules in the matchup. So Cody get his moment, he finished the story, get this championship. Then you can have that ongoing beef that's been ongoing for a while with Rock and Cody. This build alone just feel like we're heading towards Rock and Cody eventually sometime soon. So we can have a rift between Roman and Rock to where Rock tells Roman he's disappointed. He beat Cody night 1. He pinned him. 1, 2, 3 had Cody looking at the lights. So we can eventually get a championship match with Rock and Cody down the line. And then during that match, Roman can screw the Rock out of that match and Cody win that match, and then you lead to where you eventually get Roman versus Rock, where that ultimate goal where we don't hit at. It might not be next year WrestleMania, it can be the next year's WrestleMania. So I feel like this match has huge implications so they can have 3 straight main event matches at WrestleMania with Rock, Roman, and Cody all involved in these 3 matches. But I'm picking Rock and Roman, and Rock pins Cody to end night 1.
I'm taking the heels too. Just because I think the main events gonna be overbooked, bloodline rules. So The next night, I should say. Sorry. And yeah, The Rock is back. He's been doing great promo work, great character work. We don't get this if the people don't stand up and chant for Cody Rhodes. We probably get more of the lame Rock insults. This time just aimed at Roman Reigns. So we got the great character out of the Cody Rhodes outcome. So yeah, I'm taking the heels. Who's taking a losing fall? It's a hard one to predict. Maybe Cody, but I don't know. But then what does that say once? Yeah, probably Cody Rhodes, just because he's not a champion. I don't think you want to see Seth Rollins get his shoulders pinned, back to back nights. But um, and probably The Rock. No, maybe Roman Reigns actually. Maybe Roman Reigns. I think The Rock is the more predictable route to say he would pin Cody Rhodes. Maybe Roman Reigns, because then you could be like, then you can build it up like, if this happens tomorrow, Cody Rhodes is his story is over with if Roman Reigns beats him. So I'm taking the heels.
Okay. What about you, CK?
Oh boy. All right. Well, um, I agree with you guys. I'm picking the heels. Um, Now I know that there was something online saying that Seth could betray Cody. So I'm gonna go based off of that potentially possibly happening. Um, you know, if that does happen, which I hope it doesn't, then that's where picking The Rock and Roman is my choice where that does come in. I think both of you had solid points. The Rock pinning Cody and Roman pinning Cody, and I think both of those endings would definitely would be fantastic, especially leading into the future feud of Rock versus Roman. Um, um, you know, and everything that The Rock has done, it has helped build up Cody even more. So when we get to Cody versus Roman, I'll talk about that. But as far as this match goes, and I think I discussed it with you, DJ, when we were playing Helldivers too. I said that a lot of people probably think The Rock is actually going to wrestle, which I don't think we'll get that, at least not until like the later half of the match. But I think what we'll see at the beginning is, Roman and The Rock will probably do like some powerful moves, and they'll stand and they'll flex and they'll say, this is the bloodline, don't mess with us. And, we'll probably see a slow start to the match. Um, I'm, I'm, I want to say we'll probably see Roman more in the match than we will The Rock. I don't know. Maybe The Rock might get in there and mix it up a little bit more, but we'll have to see. But I definitely expect a slow start to that match. I'm definitely expecting. I'm definitely expecting them to let the crowd get hyped and get into it because of the build up and the anticipation of it. But like I said, I do think Cody is the one that gets pinned, whether it's by Rock or Roman, whether it's from outside interference or Seth turning on him. But like I said, I go with The Rock and Roman Reigns winning.
Okay. That will conclude night one. Now, going over to night two. We got Seth Rollins defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre. Now, me and Bam called this way back when they did the draft, before Drew came back. We specifically said we can see a heel Drew McIntyre during a Monday Night Raw and becoming a World Heavyweight Champion. We here now.
Yeah, a little later
here.
than I initially wanted. I wanted him to be the first world champion, but Seth Rollins it was a great pick too.
Yeah. We here, man. And Drew has been doing wonderful work since he's been on Raw, since the attitude shift. And like in years prior when coming to wrestling, the best heels are the ones who has some sort of truth exposed in the reason why they turned heel. Drew McIntyre's whole reason why he turned heel was the bloodline reason, and them costing him the match in front of his family at Clash at the Castle. And he had reason for that. He was correct. And his whole heel turn is built around that. We get to here now. He's doing wonderful work. We're going to have the addition of CM Punk on commentary, which is going to add that much more fuel to the flame for this matchup. I would have probably preferred CM Punk to be the referee, just to have that visual, all three of them in the ring together. But this is their third or fourth time meeting, right? They fought. They fought plenty of time. I can't recount that many times they fought, but this gotta be their third or fourth time. Drew has lost every time these two have crossed. I know at WrestleMania that will be different. Drew will pick up the win. He will get his moment that he didn't get, that he was deprived of, and at the pandemic WrestleMania, in front of no fans, winning the WWE Championship against Brock. He will get his moment, but I don't think his moment will last that long, because I think Damian Priest will cash in on Drew McIntyre, take the championship, and that is another layer, like I've been telling y'all, that's another layer to the story, the ongoing story that we haven't got to since Survivor Series, with Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. We had hints of it here and there, sprinkled in here and there, but it's coming back full circle, because them two never settled their issues. So this will be settling their issues along with building a feud. So I expect Damian Priest to cash in. He walk out of WrestleMania with the World Heavyweight Championship. Don't exclude Seth Rollins, because you probably going to get a triple threat matchup. Possibly a fatal four-way at SummerSlam if CM Punk is still in the mix when he comes back. Or we'll see. But I think Damian Priest walks out as the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
But Drew McIntyre does get his moment.
So I do have Drew winning. If not Drew winning,
you think they make it a triple threat?
No. I just don't. I just can't see Damian Priest cashing in and beating Drew McIntyre. You know what I mean? I can see Drew McIntyre beating the living shit out of Seth Rollins, right? But it's also dicey because coming off the tag team match and you have Drew McIntyre fresh as, you know what I'm saying, and then Seth Rollins somehow weaseled his way out. Even after the last time they had the match on Raw, when Seth Rollins weaseled his way out, and before Damian Priest even came out there, you know, Drew McIntyre hadn't beat that match too. So I'm going to pick Drew McIntyre. I don't see Drew McIntyre taking that much damage, you know what I'm saying? Like in the match where Damian Priest can cash in on him, like right after, you know what I'm saying? Like I can see it being done that way. I'm just saying, I just can't physically see Seth Rollins coming off a tag team match, right, with the Bloodline, him coming back the next night and being even 80%, right, and then doing enough damage in the match to Drew McIntyre, and then having that Drew McIntyre win, and then Drew McIntyre sell an injury or something, and Damian Priest come out to cash in. Only way I can see that is if Drew McIntyre is going for like a Claymore, and he kicks like stanchion or something, the stairs or something, and he's like his knees hurt, but he eventually gets the win. You know what I'm saying? Then Damian Priest comes out, then there's a written way for it to be, okay, Damian Priest cashed in here, and he was able to beat Drew McIntyre with one bad, you know what I'm saying, bad leg. But I mean, I do agree that Damian Priest is coming out with the world title just because they're losing the day before. It's just about how you get there. I can see him booking an injury angle with Drew McIntyre. I just don't see Seth Rollins doing that much damage to Drew McIntyre for Damian Priest to come out and cash in on him. You know what I'm saying? Because Damian Priest, even if he cash in straight up, he's not beating Drew McIntyre. I think if that's the case, Drew McIntyre walking out as the champ. But I do think Drew McIntyre getting the confetti. He probably won't get the fireworks. You know what I'm saying? He might get the 1, 2, 3, the visual, raise. And then if he's still on a leg injury or something, Damian Priest comes out, cashes in on him. And then you can have them three triple threat. And then you can eventually have Drew McIntyre beat Damian Priest. Which then, after Drew McIntyre beats Damian Priest, you hear the best in the world music come out. And then you build that match up to SummerSlam. Because CM Punk's going to be at ringside. I don't know if it's commentator or something. Me personally, I wish he was the special guest referee. That's just me. Build more drama. But CM Punk's gonna be at ringside, and we'll see. Then we'll have a whole. I mean, going into it's shaping up well. Going into after WrestleMania, but I'm picking Drew McIntyre here to win, and wild card is Damian Priest cashing in.
All right, CK. What about you?
I man, that's so many good predictions. Um, I for sure. Bam said he doesn't see, Priest cashing in and making it a triple threat match. I don't think we will ever get another, and what Michael Cole referred to it as, heist of the century when Seth cashed in on Roman and Brock. I don't think Triple H would ever want to try to duplicate that or anything like that. I do agree with both of you. Drew McIntyre does win the World Heavyweight Championship. He definitely deserves it. He's definitely owed it. He's done fantastic as a heel. So I do think Drew does deserve the World Heavyweight Champion. And I know before I told DJ, I was like, if Seth really does have back issues like he's been saying he has, I think after WrestleMania, Seth take some time off to heal and recover, but we know that's not Seth Rollins. He's gonna keep pushing forward even if he is injured. I really do think Damian Priest will cash in, because if him and Finn do lose the tag team titles, which we all agree they will, I feel like by the end of the night, Damian Priest will have that World Heavyweight Championship. And if it is off of the angle that Bam said, where Drew has some sort of like a leg injury or some sort of like an arm injury or something, Damian Priest cashes in.
Yeah. I just cannot see Seth Rollins inflicting that much damage on Drew McIntyre coming off a match already the night before. Which we know it's gonna be physical with a bunch of BS in it. So
I don't see Seth definitely being 100%. You know that tag team match is definitely going to come into play, and Michael Cole is definitely gonna mention, the brutal beating or whatever that they got.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if, the Rock being on the TKO board and whatnot.
Yeah.
If he does make that tag team match, you know what I'm saying, like a Bloodline rules type of thing. You know what I'm saying, like be another layer to his character. So that's what I'm saying. Like it could turn into something else. Then that could be Seth Rollins out as opposed for him losing to Drew McIntyre, and then you know what I'm saying. Like I don't know. We'll see. But go ahead.
I like I said, I can see Damian Priest cashing in. If WWE maybe wants to go a different way about it, maybe have Punk do something where, he maybe cost McIntyre the match, and then maybe Seth wins. Damian Priest cashes in on Seth, and then you worry about Drew and Punk. Maybe later on down the road towards SummerSlam, and then Drew focuses more on Damian Priest, and then you get them going back and forth. But that's kind of like off in the distance. But I do believe we will see Drew McIntyre win the World Heavyweight Championship. Maybe CM Punk hits Drew with a chair or something like that. Priest runs down, he cashes in. The chair shot affects him, whatever. Damian Priest hits his finisher. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest is the World Heavyweight Champion, which now, you're already setting up Drew versus Punk, maybe.
You still got Seth too. Seth and Punk.
Well, this is if Seth takes time off after the match, but like I said, I don't think he will. But Seth got beat fair and square in my version, so you can give Seth a rematch if you want to, sir. So sure, I'm not against it. I always love seeing Seth. He's a great workhorse. But like I said, you could do a triple threat match at Backlash, because they have that, I think, over in London, and of course you're gonna want McIntyre
Yeah,
Seth Rollins over
you
in
probably
London.
can have the ring general in there too if he comes out with the win too. So
Exactly.
I don't know. I
Exactly.
mean, it's interesting. I would say the top of the card on Raw is
It
pretty.
exactly.
If you open minded about it, but if you like closed minded about it, like okay, well, whatever. I mean, the reason at least I'm saying the Damian Priest cash in is because they are running out of time.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank will be here in the next 2 months. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's only so much Damian Priest can do. Either he cash in now, or we wait until the freaking pay per view. Then it's really
Or
predicted to
he
get in.
potentially cashes in on Monday Night Raw. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
we
yeah, for sure. We don't
all
know.
did years ago when he cashed in on, Alberto Del Rio. We've seen it, but I think Damian Priest cashes in at WrestleMania. I think Damian Priest does deserve, to have himself a little WrestleMania moment too, even if it is a cash in. So, but I do think we will see Drew McIntyre, win the World Heavyweight Championship.
Whatever it is, it'll be a short reign for Priest.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
going.
This next matchup we got, man. We got the women's championship match with Bayley taking on the champion Iyo Sky.
Can I just say something about this?
Go ahead.
I feel very, very bad for Bayley because I feel like this is I feel bad for her and Iyo Sky because this is a match that has been very well overlooked. Like nobody's paying it any attention because all the focus is on the Bloodline storyline and Rhea and Becky. Um, I feel like this will be a good match. I feel like it's another one of those matches that's flying under the radar that nobody's paying attention to. Um, I'm I'm gonna pick Bayley specifically because I think it is Bayley's time. She's finally getting a one-on-one match for a championship, and it is at WrestleMania. Bayley took so many bumps for Iyo and Dakota Kai in Damage Control when Bayley was having her constant feud with Bianca. Bayley would throw herself in front of them. So I definitely think WrestleMania, Bayley wins the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. It is Bayley's time yet again to be a champion. That is my say. That is my say.
Okay. See me, I'm on the other hand. I I was more interested, and I'm still more interested in this match than I am the Rhea and Becky match, just because of the story that Bayley and Iyo have been telling. Granted, they haven't been on TV as much, they haven't had interactions as much, but I thought their segment when Bayley picked Iyo to go after at Mania was one of the best segments I saw. About, even though Iyo and them speaking Japanese, Bayley picking up on what they say. Um, she was taking bumps and stuff in her feuds, like leading up to her winning the Rumble. Like she always take the bullet for Damage Control to help them win or overcome, or even if they lose, she'll take the loss for them. And Bayley is one of the four horsewomen who really don't, who's always been on the bottom barrel, and who ain't had no main event. All three of them has had main events besides Bayley. And she
Besides
might not
Bayley,
get a
yep.
main event here, but she's in a prominent spot. She's fighting for the women's championship, and I'm picking Bayley to win the championship because the story fits itself. It's not an underdog story per se, but it's like a revenge in the sense of the group turning on her. They've been talking about her behind her back for months now, leading up to this point, and you cap it all off with Bayley winning the championship. Bayley is overlooked. She's one of the women who's overlooked. She's been consistent since she's been in WWE. She's her whole heel run with the SmackDown Women's Championship and the pandemic era. She was the pandemic MVP. So Bayley's been killing it, but she's been overlooked for a long time. But
Yep.
I'll take Bayley in this spot, and this potentially won't be the last match we get with Bayley and Iyo. So
No,
I got
no,
Bayley.
no, it won't be. And I just want to say something, Bam, before you go and give your prediction. Um, you know, I kind of feel like EO it's really kind of been a disappointing championship run for EO, especially since I really didn't watch a lot of NXT when her and Rhea and Raquel were down there doing their thing. So for someone like me, Iyo Sky, she wins Money in the Bank and she wins the championship. She had some title defenses here and there, but not a whole lot. So the reason why I'm kind of more on Bayley's side is because of everything that you just said, DJ. Is the bumps that you took, the losses that you took, the blame, and all that stuff. So like I said, if maybe if we would have seen a lot more of Iyo Sky defending the championship, maybe it would be a different story right now. But I think all in all, it's all leading up to Bayley, and like I said, maybe the damage control storyline, maybe it was all for her at the beginning when they came back, and it was leading to this. But I'm just, I'm happy for Bayley. Bayley always been overlooked. She's never been in the prime spot, but I'm so happy for her to finally be here.
All right, Bam, on you.
Um, I'm going to go with Bayley too, um, just because this has been the best woman's story all year. Regardless of the attention it's gotten, before we even got the whole fiasco with the Bloodline and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, this was the match to look forward to. Um, Another reason is Io's title reign has been severely underwhelming. It's probably not nothing to do with her. It's just, you know, I don't know, booking, I guess. But they had to build the story somewhere. I understand. I just hear this big ass crash. I'm like, what the fuck? Did she fall or something? Um, so right now I'm looking up. So Iyo has been the women's champion for 242 days.
Mhm.
Let's see, who has she defended it against?
I feel like it's only been like 3 or 4 people.
I feel like it's just been Bianca. I think she fought Charlotte once, 1-on-1. I'm probably wrong. I think it was a SmackDown or something. And Mia Yim.
They had a triple threat match at SummerSlam. Iyo, Bianca, and Charlotte, I believe.
From what I can recall.
No, SummerSlam it was Bianca, Charlotte, and Austria.
And who? Who was it?
Bianca, Charlotte, Bianca, and Austria for the time.
And Oscar.
Oh yeah, Oscar.
Because she cashed in.
Yeah, she cashed in that night. Okay.
So Io's title reign has been underwhelming, but they have to build a story somewhere. And Bayley's just getting her moment, getting her just due. She didn't have a match, I don't think, last year, right? No, she did have a match last year.
She did.
It was the year before. It was something like that where she hosted it, WrestleMania 1 year. But like you said, one of the four horsewomen who really doesn't. Her and Becky kind of switched spots. Bayley was more prominent than Becky at the time, and then Becky just got red hot, and now Bayley was pushed to the back burner. If there's a such thing as a back burner when it comes to those, she's the leg of the table pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully it's a good match, and we'll see where she goes from here. We'll probably get another match between her and Iyo at some point, and then as the year goes on, we'll probably get a breakup of Damage Control, and she can probably funnel in there and fight some of those guys. But I'm picking Bayley here for the win.
Okay. All right. Next matchup, man, we got the 6-man Philadelphia Street Fight. We got the Final Testament, Karrion Kross and AOPP taking on the Pride, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Don't call him AOPP?
No, don't do that, man. It's a new regime, bro.
New regime?
McMahon. Yeah,
right.
Go ahead and
all right. Let's run it back. Karrion Kross, AOP taking on the Pride, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. I'm only going to go one way because he's my guy, and I feel like since he was left off the card last year, it's only right we give my guy his just due. I'm taking the Street Profits, no ifs, ands, or buts. The story has slowly been building. There ain't too much to talk about here. Bobby Lashley and Street Profits should win this matchup. They've been getting dominated and getting whooped by the members of the Final Testament for weeks now, so they should get the payoff here with Lashley and the Profits winning this matchup. What you got?
What's CK?
Huh?
I'm gonna go the opposite direct. I'm gonna say the Final Testament because you know we haven't seen Karrion Cross, we haven't seen Akam or Razor, so I think WrestleMania is. I think it'll be a good way to showcase all three of them. Everybody knows what Bobby Lashley is about. Everybody knows what the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford is about. But I think WrestleMania, it might be a good way to showcase, Karrion Cross, Akam, and Razor. I kind of feel like Karrion Cross, he came up to the main roster with just like a lot of hype surrounding him, and he never really got used. He had like a small feud with Drew McIntyre, and it just kind of fizzled out after that. The Authors of Pain, they never really got going on the main roster because Vinnie Mac, he didn't know what to do with them. So I'm gonna pick the Final Testament to win. Maybe showcase them off, and hopefully all three of them have some bright futures ahead of them.
Um, I'm gonna go. This is hard. I'm gonna go Final Testament, just because I think Karrion Cross needs something. He wasn't on the card last year. This is an opportunity for him to be on the card this year. Arthur's of Pain back. Their was this their second match back, something like that. Um, so yeah, the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, they don't take none from this loss. It should be a good throwback to ECW as much as of a throwback you can get with them being in Philadelphia. Street fight. So um, balls to the wall. Uh, I'm just going forward for Karrion Cross. Hopefully, Karrion Cross comes out with a win. I think he needs it. This will prepare him going into after WrestleMania. I would hope with a new face on SmackDown. We'll talk about that later, and a new as a build him up as a new challenger.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Final Testament wins, so you can do something for Karrion Cross. I can definitely see Starlet or Paul Ellering playing a factor and helping them win. But I'm gonna stick to my guns. Since my guy went on the show, man, I'm taking Lashley now, bro. Next matchup, man, we got is the triple threat for the United States Championship. Logan Paul defending the U.S. strap against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. We've seen this match coming at the press conference in Perth, Australia. Now you look back on it, was it a coincidence? No. And then we get to the chamber and we see how Randy Orton got eliminated. We thought it was gonna be Randy versus Logan, but with the finish we got at the Rumble and him and Kevin Owens and Logan Paul was unfinished, so we got the match we got. Um, I'm picking Logan Paul just so he can have the championship at SummerSlam when they come to Cleveland. He's from Ohio. I don't know if he's from Cleveland, but so he can have that championship in front of his home state. That's the only reason I'm picking him for this match. Otherwise, I would just pick Randy Orton, but I think Logan Paul wins this match and Kevin Owens takes the fall. Go ahead, Secret.
I'll go. Um, I'm gonna pick Logan Paul just because Logan Paul, he does bring more eyes to the product. He's been doing a fantastic job ever since he came into the WWE. His match with Seth at WrestleMania, phenomenal. His match with Kevin, his match with Kevin Owens, it was good. I thought we were gonna get Logan Paul versus Randy Orton one-on-one match at WrestleMania. I would have preferred that. I definitely would have picked Randy Orton all the way. I just want to see one of those crazy RKO's. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick Logan Paul. Even though I think he's there full time. Didn't he recently become full time with WWE? If I'm not mistaken.
No, I don't think he will be full time. I think he's gonna be on like a per appearance deal. You'll probably see him at Money in the Bank again. You'll see him at the premium, like the big premium events. You'll see him there.
Okay. So, so yeah, yeah. So I think again, Logan Paul, he brings in eyes to the product. So I think keeping the belt on him, it'll definitely bring more eyes to him. Hopefully down the road we will get Logan Paul versus Randy Orton. one on one, I definitely think that would be good. For me, it's kind of just all about, if Logan Paul loses, what do you do with him afterwards? So that's kind of what I look at. Randy and Kevin, they'll always have something, but I'm picking Logan Paul to retain. And I'm
I,
pretty sure KSI will play some part in this match too. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah. I am also picking Randy Orton to win because I think Randy Orton's, you know, putting on some of the best work. Um, that he's done put on in a long time. I mean, just even before the injury. Um, I mean, the dude has a crowd in the palm of his hands. I mean, if you just watch him on a weekly basis, he don't really have to do much. He's been really, really a low maintenance kind of worker now. He's got to switch his style up. But I think going in here, Logan Paul's had the U.S. title enough. He hasn't been. Not saying the U.S. Championship should be on TV every week, but going into the new year after WrestleMania, it's a new year. At least for me as a wrestling fan. Um, I think we should see Randy Orton with one more title run. I don't know if that's the world title, but let's start him off the U.S. Championship at WrestleMania. Why not? This new version of Randy Orton. I mean, I think people love it. I mean, I like seeing it. I'm pretty sure y'all like seeing it. We're gonna get a crazy RKO. Yeah, I'm taking Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton needs the U.S. title.
Okay.
Give it a credibility boost.
We definitely gonna see a crazy RKO.
Yeah. Not saying Logan Paul hasn't boosted the title. Not saying that. I'm just saying. I think
It's
Randy
all right.
Orton, the title on Randy Orton would be fantastic.
Next match we gonna talk about LA Knight versus AJ Styles.
I want to go first on this one.
Take it away.
LA Knight, I'm gonna use the word you say, DJ, all the time, is that LA Knight right now, he is hot. He is on top right now. He has the crowd in the palm of his hands. Every time his music hits, they cheer for him.
Mm-hmm.
But right now we have a heel AJ Styles. We've seen a heel AJ Styles before, but we've never seen a heel AJ Styles like this. I feel bad for AJ because he's gotten lost in the shuffle. I know he was just injured and he just came back from injury, which I believe it was an injury. I don't know if it was just part of the storyline when him and the Bloodline. But I'm gonna pick AJ Styles on this one because I feel like both AJ and LA Knight, whoever loses this match, I feel like it won't hurt them in terms of like where they sit. Like I feel like, LA Knight, even if LA Knight lost this match, I don't think it would hurt him. Whereas with AJ Styles, if he lost, I don't think that would hurt him. But AJ Styles, that's the phenomenal one. I definitely want to see more of heel AJ Styles, more on TV. I want to see him get back into that championship picture. I think AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes for the title. I think that would be a great match. But I definitely want to see more of heel AJ Styles, and I believe DJ, you said this is like the same kind of heel AJ that was in, I think, what, TNA. You said, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, his later run in TNA before he left to go to New Japan.
Yeah. See, I stopped watching TNA like back in like 2013 and all that, but that's another story. But I I'm gonna pick AJ Styles just because I wanna see more of this heel heel AJ Styles. Like I said, I don't think a loss will hurt either of these guys. But I'm gonna pick AJ Styles.
Go ahead,
Can I
man.
go next? I'm going to go with AJ as well. I do disagree with Drizzle a little bit. I do think the loss will hurt AJ more, just because he's a new character, right? A new, like you said, a new side, and I think he's going to be debuting new music
Okay.
at WrestleMania. And like you said, I agree with you. The only part I just disagree is that I think the loss, if he loses, it will hurt him a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not, if I'm mistaken, did he get pinned at the Royal Rumble? I'm not sure. Did he
I
or did he?
I I
He
think
was
it was
defeated in the
him.
Rumble, yeah.
Yeah, he did get
Okay,
pinned.
so
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So he got pinned at the Rumble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So had new heel character. Um, like you said, like you stated, I want to see that AJ Styles fight Cody Rhodes. You know what I'm saying? Like coming out of Maine, we should get about 2 or 3 new different challengers
Yeah.
for the Universal title. I think AJ
No.
Styles should be one. Obviously, LA Knight can be one.
Yeah.
I think Karrion Kross needs to be one.
Yep.
Eventually, Bobby Lashley can be one.
Yep.
So much more opens up after we talk about the main event, obviously, which is next, right? But yeah, I think AJ Styles coming out with a big win at WrestleMania, and plus I think this can propel him to possibly getting one last title run. I think we need. I think we need to get AJ Styles. We need to get an AJ Styles world title run, at least one more before he's all said and done. I mean, he's cracking that late 40s. You know what I'm saying? He's still in great shape. Look at him. Look like
Yeah.
a freaking brick house. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he does.
But in my opinion, I think we need to get that one more title run out of AJ Styles. I want to see it personally. So I'm taking AJ for this. LA Knight doesn't lose anything. I know everybody can't win a title, but who's to say he can't get drafted to Raw and compete for the world title? I just don't see him as the world champion on SmackDown, especially with the outcomes of this pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion, but I'm taking AJ Styles.
I mean, and before you go, DJ, I just want to say this. Plus, I would love to see this heel AJ Styles as the world champion, because like I said before, AJ Styles was a heel before, but he hasn't been a heel to like this extent, like this dark, this ready to fight, that hunger, So this AJ Styles, I would love to see him as a world champion, just to see the lengths he would go to win a fight, to retain that championship.
When was the last time he was a champ? What year? 2017 or 18? I mean, like I'm talking about world champion. 17? Was it 17?
Oh man, it's been a
that's
few years.
What's that? Almost 4 or 5 years?
About so, yeah.
No, that's even more. That's like 7. It's 24 now, so 4 to 20, and then 3. So yeah, about 7 years since
because he dropped it to Cena.
Yeah,
I think at the 2000, I want to say the 2018 Royal Rumble.
What was it? 17 or 18?
I want to say it was the 2000. I think it was the 2018 Royal Rumble. I could be wrong.
No. Matter of fact, he was the world champion 34. Remember? Nakamura. That's what it was. He was a world champion at WrestleMania 34. But since then, that was 2018. So yeah,
2000. Royal Rumble 2017. Cena defeated AJ to become a 16-time world champion. So that was the last time he was world champion. 2017.
No. 2018.
2000. Oh, did he win it again?
Yeah, he beat Jinder Mahal. Remember?
Jinder Mahal. Yep.
Yeah, Jinder Mahal. Yep. Okay. So I think we need an AJ Styles world title reign. Sorry, DJ, for doing long-winded, but just breaking it down.
Okay. I say this for only one reason. I'm gonna take AJ Styles only for this one reason, because I think this is going to be the first of many matches between these two. I see, since we had this ongoing rift with this new character of AJ Styles, he's the Evil Ways character from TNA that he portrayed before he left. He's been having back and forth arguments within the OC, and you can see like they interviewed Mi-Chan, and they was asking her how we gonna get this thing back on track, and she was saying we just don't get this on track. And I say that because I can see them playing a factor in helping AJ win this match, proceeding and them turning heel, and then we get a run with him and LA Knight up until I think Backlash, maybe the next review coming up. And then you can do something where LA Knight get his win back. They going back and forth. Then they both in the Money in the Bank the next pay-per-view. And possibly one of them two can win the Money in the Bank briefcase. That way we can keep the heel character, AJ, being as despicable heel he is. He can cash in and win it any type of way he wants to. And I think LA Knight will be occupied at SummerSlam with someone else. So doing it that way, LA Knight don't lose nothing. LA Knight's already in a win-win position. He wasn't on the show last year. He's on the show this year. Be it that it might be feel like a demotion based on where LA Knight was a couple months ago, going up against Roman and the crowd getting behind him. The crowd is still behind him, but not to the level they were at first. But I can see AJ Styles picking up the win, so I'm gonna take AJ because I think this series of matches, will probably conclude at probably Backlash or sometime after that. So I'll take AJ for WrestleMania, get him that win, get him some momentum, but LA Knight the next time they meet. So I got AJ Styles as well.
Do you think we see, like, the jump on your point about the Bullet Club coming back, OC or whatnot? You think we see Tama Tonga with those guys at WrestleMania or what?
I thought about it, but I was like, he deserved to be in the Bloodline, not the OC. Bloodline, that's like his family. Even though he's like Haku's son, but they like blood. They will welcome him at Bloodline.
Yeah. I just was saying from the point of him already having history with the Bullet Club, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows and the AJ. That'd be a good way to debut him. Not necessarily meaning he has to be on the main roster full time. Just help him help the OC win, beat LA Knight. That way LA Knight doesn't look too bad in the loss. Maybe we're overbooking this, but just potentially. And then to jump on that, you can have a OC versus Bloodline like mini feud on SmackDown. Then you can have Tama Tonga, trade on the OC and go to the Bloodline, and then you can get that 3-man thing that keeps the Bloodline strong, going throughout the summer. You got the OC and AJ Styles against the Bloodline with Tama Tonga and Solo and Jimmy, because the Tribal Chief won't be there obviously, but we'll see.
Stay tuned for that. All right, man. We here. The main event.
Before we talk about the main event, DJ, my question to you is so if AJ Styles does lose, do you think he loses? Do you think he loses momentum? And the same thing for LA Knight. Like, do you think whoever takes the loss that they lose that momentum?
If done the way I present it, LA Knight don't lose momentum. If AJ Styles beats him clean, he loses momentum. And AJ Styles loses clean, he loses momentum because this would be his third straight loss, right? He lost. Granted, LA Knight caused him to lose in the Chamber qualifier in February. He still lost. Yeah, he got pinned at the Royal Rumble. If he lose here, he loses momentum.
So who do you think needs to win
you
more?
Take him less serious. That just means his momentum is stalled at the moment.
So do you think AJ Styles needs to win more than LA Knight?
Yeah.
Okay.
But doing it the way I present it, you save face for both guys.
Okay.
All right, so we in the main event now, man. The final step.
No, I'm kidding.
We got the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, the winner of back-to-back Royal Rumbles, looking to finish his story, taking on the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. When it's crunch time like this and it's this close to WrestleMania, man, I get conflicted about which way I'm gonna go. Because this whole time I've been preaching, even last year, like, go back on the channel and look. Like, I've been preaching Cody should win this thing. Should win. He's capable of leading the company like Roman has. He's the guy who's going to do the Good Morning America, who's going to be on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He was already on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon probably a couple months ago. He's that guy. He's well spoken. He's a good image for the company, and yeah, man, I feel like he can do the same things Roman do. Well, as we get here, this match is so fucking tough to pick. It's so tough to pick because you got Roman on this historic reign. What, the 1,300 days in as champ?
I believe so, yeah.
And it's just Roman just been producing quality shit. Like he said on the Pat McAfee show, it's quality over quantity. And I've always lived by that. And Roman has been producing it, man, since he's had this run. I know a lot of people don't like the schedule he has, but he earned it. He fucking earned the schedule. He's got so much pull. He's getting people in nightclubs acknowledging, people at weddings acknowledging him. His tribal chief character is probably the best character we don't had in the 2 decades probably. I watched his A&E biography. I encourage people to watch it. It's a very good biography. He really tried to put his family over. Like that's his main thing. Like this is what he wanted, to put his family over. He done it. He achieved that. With Jey, Jimmy, Solo, name it, whoever, man. Cody, on the other hand, the prodigal son, leave, go to AEW. We know the whole thing. Build AEW, come back, and we here. And with that being said, I think you have to have Cody win this match. Because if he don't, his story is over. He gets no more shots after this. And like I said, he proved he can lead the company like Roman can. It don't suck for Roman to lose this championship because he's just on a historic run and he's producing quality shit. But he's ran through everybody. There's no more, if any, there's minimal matchups you can do with Roman as champ. With Cody, you can bridge up and do different things. So I'm gonna take Cody in this matchup. And yeah, man, y'all go here.
I'll go. I'll go real quick. I'm gonna say Cody. I know towards the end of last year, I was saying that the whole point of Roman's run was to break the record of Bruno Sammartino, which we definitely won't get that. Like I said, Roman, he's been on a quite hell of a run, and this is not something you will ever be able to duplicate in the next few years. It's gonna be hell. We'll probably be maybe in our 50s or 60s before we ever see another run like this again, assuming we're still watching wrestling at that age. But I really do think it's time Roman drops the belt, because DJ, I know I was talking to you about this. You kind of said it's just going to be a rinse and repeat with Roman of having a match here and there, interference, win, and nobody really wants to see that for a whole nother year. So I just feel like Roman has done a fantastic job as the champion. Like I said, we will never see another run like this unless Triple H sees a golden gem from NXT come up. But a run like this won't be for a very, very long time. It's Cody's time, and I think everything from what The Rock has done to what Roman has done has just been leading to, okay, Cody's definitely winning it at WrestleMania. And I believe, DJ, you said earlier we could get The Rock versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam or something like that. As much as I would like to see that, I would be really surprised if The Rock did want to do a match like that. But and it depends on the stipulation. Even if it's Bloodline rules, I still think Cody comes out with a win, because we can't forget that good old Texas Rattlesnake is also supposed to be rumored to be at WrestleMania. So if Stone Cold does play a part, which I kind of think it's highly not likely, but that could still happen. But above all, I see Cody winning this, whether it's Bloodline rules or or the Bloodline is banned from ringside, even if they do get banned from ringside, we already know the referee's gonna take a bump, and the Bloodline will come out and help. I know I pitched to DJ that if you are gonna set up The Rock versus Roman later on down the road, I know I told him that Roman would call Solo and Jimmy to come in and help, and The Rock would stop them, and then maybe The Rock knocks him down, goes in, Rock bottoms Roman Reigns, and then Cody hits 3 crossroads, and then he gets that pin, and he finishes his story. But just with everything from what I've heard from you guys today about the possibilities and the multiple ways they could go about the story, it's kind of up in the air for me. I think anything is possible with both of these storylines in night 1 and night 2, but I for sure am picking Cody to finally win this. I do think it is Roman Reigns' time to drop the belt. If he does, I think maybe Roman takes some time off. He deserves it, and we let Cody's story run, and we see where that adventure takes us.
So if you made it to this far in the video, um, everybody in the comments, I want to see put your ones up in the comments for the tribal chief. A bunch of acknowledge me's should be in the comments if you made it this far, which we hope so. Um, I just want to take time out of this episode to give Roman Reigns his flowers. We talking about a guy who wasn't initially ready when the Shield broke up. We come from the light blue eyes, suffering succotash, Jack and the Beanstalk, couldn't cut a promo, getting shredded by the head of the company at the time, to just being forced down everybody's throats, trying to gain sympathy for him, to going away during the COVID year, coming back, we not knowing exactly where he stood as far as good guy or bad guy. We quickly got the message, lined himself with Paul Heyman, beat up his family, became the tribal chief, put on most of his matches were great. Yes, they were predictable. Yes, there was interference. We understand that, but it's all part of the story. We have grown tired of seeing him retain and then the interference and all that. I understand that. But the guy's body of work over the last 4 years has been fantastic. Remember, we've all said it. I was a Roman Reigns guy coming out the Shield. My brother, Dean Ambrose, and the other one, Seth Rollins. Yes, we went through all the, what was it? He didn't have no moves. The drive-by drop kick and, diving over, the top rope. He still does it now, but,
Yeah.
but there was more comparisons to John Cena then, and people were saying he only has 5 moves. People were making fun of the Superman punch. To see that from there to now, him be one of the greatest characters in the last 15 to 10 years. Been awesome transition to see. He's gotten comfortable. We've always wanted a heel turn. We got it. And we've seen him just come out of his shell here, become the tribal chief. Like you said, the documentary was great. I haven't watched it yet, but what you tell me is fantastic. His body of work. We got his cousins in the main event last year. We got his cousins 1-on-1 in the pay-per-view on WrestleMania this year. We got The Rock back. All that is tribute to Roman Reigns. He definitely turned the Universal title into a D title. It was looked at as like a trophy belt, whatnot. The color belt, as people called it, red strap, blue strap. But he's turned that title into the D title. He became the face of the company. So I just want to give him his flowers while we still got him. As full time is, he's not really full time anymore. But I'm taking Cody Rhodes here just because he left to prove to the old man, whose name we can't say anymore, that he was a superstar, that he he proved to Vince McMahon that Cody was a superstar that Vince should have been putting the machine behind. He left, went to AEW, created that, came back, became a bigger star. Now he's got to finish the story. Yes, it's become a whole thing. Everybody's tired of it. But Cody Rhodes winning would be fantastic. CK did bring up Stone Cold coming back. I can potentially see that happening with our prediction as far as the tag team match going to the Heels and the Bloodline Rules match coming up. I can also hear the trumpets playing too. So I can see Rock and John Cena coming in and making the save on Cody Rhodes. And the Bloodline again, yeah, with Stone Cold as well. I can already hear Michael Cole talk about Stone Cold and The Rock. One more time, Stone Cold gets in the Rock's way again, and then they battle out the ring, and then you get John Cena taking out Solo, because Solo took him out the last time we saw Cena. And then you get the pile on of Jey Uso and Seth Rollins coming out. It's like legit taking down the final boss, but not the final boss as he calls himself. The actual final boss in Roman Reigns is getting beat up by everybody he's done wrong. So I can see that, and then Cody Rhodes hitting the crossroads, and then 1, 2, 3, and we get an endorsement from Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena of Cody Rhodes as the new face of the WWE. I can see that it's WrestleMania 40, so they do these big moments every 10 years. WrestleMania 30 we had Austin, Rock, and Hogan. Now I can see Austin, John Cena, and Cody Rhodes at the end of WrestleMania 40. So I'm picking Cody Rhodes here to finish the story, and we can do more matchups coming out of WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes as a champ. As we mentioned earlier, AJ Styles, Karrion Kross, Lashley, and so on and so on. Roman Reigns has already beaten everybody, so Cody Rhodes is the victor here.
Okay. So we essentially predicting the great All-American image, the passing of the torch. You get John Cena, who ushered the Attitude Era. You get John Cena, who ushered the Ruthless Aggression Era. And now you get the image of Cody Rhodes, all three of those guys holding, posing for the hard cam, ushering in a new face of this generation who's going to lead, and Cody Rhodes. So that's the All-American image that we predicting will happen. Austin, Cena, and Cody Rhodes. Hint of symbolism. So that's the image we predicting to have at WrestleMania. So that's our predictions for WrestleMania 40, both night 1 and night 2. This WrestleMania should be interesting, full of storylines. I'm sure the matches are going to be great. But yeah, man, that's WrestleMania for us, man. We're excited to see it. Can't wait for it. You already know my brother. You've seen him here. So you will see him again. CK Games at the bottom. I'll put his YouTube channel at the bottom in the description where you can find him. I appreciate him jumping on this predictions with us. Hopefully we can do more in the future.
Absolutely. And before you finish, like I said, I just want to say I appreciate both of you. Thank you for having me on the pod with you guys. I would love to do more of these prediction videos with you guys. I absolutely love it. I love you both. Thank both of you for allowing me to be here. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah, for sure. And we got a shout out to Nola as well. She's in the vid. She's somewhere. She's sitting right there.
She's sitting on the floor. She hear you.
Shout out to the big dog.
There she go. Look, there she go. Tell him you said what's up.
Shout out to the big dog.
Come on.
But yeah, you made this far. We appreciate you. Let us know in the comments below your predictions and where you see things heading. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. And we'll see you guys maybe for reviews after night 1 and night 2 respectively. Y'all take it easy.
Hey, I just want to add one thing. Drop in the comments if you made it this far. Comment below if you would like to see like a live stream, WrestleMania reaction or something. When this video comes out, just put some waves on the channel. See how you feel about that.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy. We out.